It was a military exercise in itself to journey to the exercise, and something which tested the flight of 8 Typhoons along with their pilots and ground crew and the accompanying support personnel on board the Voyager aircraft. It delivered fuel to the jets on the wing relentlessly during the journey, which was broken down into more manageable legs and planned with all sorts of contingencies in mind.
The Typhoon is an agile air-to-air fighter aircraft, not optimised to cross the Atlantic in one hop. So we have to air-to-air refuel in order to get across that distance. We need to ensure that we're not relying on successful air-to-air refuelling in case that we have an aircraft problem, such as a probe not working. So what we have to do is keep the aircraft topped up with fuel, and we have to fly close to diversion airfields all the way. The other thing that we're playing with is the decisions about the sea state and the weather across the Atlantic. And with the swell and the wave height, we need to be very careful about exactly where we fly. And we try to minimise legs over extremely choppy sea, just in case the absolute worst happens and we have to eject from the Typhoon and we're in our small dinghies and we want to be in the calmer water and not in the very choppy sea.
The entire route from Lossiemouth to Las Vegas featured stops in the Azores, Bermuda and Florida. Breaks which were welcome, says the boss.
The Typhoon doesn't have very good facilities on board either, so by the time you climb out after 8 hours, it's normally a bit of a relief.
Usually 4 Typhoons would split into syndicates of 2, flying at varying distances from the Voyager depending on weather conditions. That's because turbulence is created on the latter jets in a formation of 4. But on this flight the weather played ball, so those on board the tanker aircraft had spectacular views out of their windows of the world's most advanced fighter jets flying in close formation more than 25,000 feet up.
The trail itself is invaluable training. We're on high readiness to deploy on contingency operations at a moment's notice across the globe. And so even just the process of flying 10 aeroplanes in formation halfway around the world is extremely useful.
Touching down at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada is the end destination, although it's just the beginning of Exercise Red Flag. That sees air forces from several nations playing war in the skies over a vast gunnery range in the world's biggest and most technologically advanced fighter jet practice. Julie Knox, Forces News.